been a while. And that's because Hobbie has many hobbies. As you can see right here, I have received a lot of stuff in the mail. Some of this stuff comes from Amazon, some from Tarzay, some from eBay, and some miscellaneous. So, without further ado, let's see what Hobbie got. This first package here comes from the Amazon, and let's see what is inside here with my trusty little box cutter. It looks like what we have is a movie called The Pretender. This is a documentary about a super fan of the Rocky series who actually makes his living being a Rocky impersonator and giving tours of the movie locations in Philadelphia. He also runs a cool podcast on YouTube called The Rocky Files. If you are a fan of the Rocky films, you should check out his documentary as well as his podcast. Next here is a documentary called The History of Metal and Horror. This is a 2021 release that explores the history of heavy metal music and horror and how the two genres ultimately crossed paths. Various metal artists such as Alice Cooper, Corey Taylor of Slipknot and Stone Sour, Dave Mustaine of Megadeth, and Kirk Hammett of Metallica share their first introduction to horror, their favorite horror films, their influences, and more, along with input from various horror icons such as John Carpenter and Tom Savini. They discuss how their films have influenced the horror genre, their connection to metal artists, and why metal and horror work so well together. Next up is another package from the Amazon. This one contains the 1980 creature feature Alligator on the 4K. Alligator is a 1980 American independent horror film directed by Louis Teague and written by John Sayles. Set in Chicago, the film follows a police officer and a reptile expert who track an enormous, ravenous, man-eating alligator flushed down the toilet years earlier that is attacking residents after escaping from the city's sewers. This 4K version was released in 2022 and it contains tons of bonus features, including a rare television version that contains additional footage. Next is a package from eBay. This here is a documentary called VHS Love, Cinema Obession. This was released on disc in 2022 and tells the story of how true collectors have no boundaries. They will buy 3 of everything and must have all the staple items of their fandom in their shelves. I know all about this. I'm called Hobbie The Hoarder for a reason. Experience the world of VHS obsessed enthusiasts such as Danny the Stalker and Cool Duder Sean C. Phillips, who celebrate their own unique culture of living and breathing all things VHS. And last here is a box from the Tarzay. Concealed within this box is the vinyl Target exclusive Deluxe limited edition version of the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 soundtrack, featuring orange swirl colored vinyl and featuring tracks from Electric Light Orchestra, Fleetwood Mac, George Harrison, and Cheap Trick. When it comes to the Guardians trilogy, I like part 1, part 2 is my favorite, but I didn't really care for part 3. Part 2 also happens to have the best soundtrack in my humble opinion. Maybe the music is the reason I like that one the best. It's definitely a possibility because Hobbie loves his music. This concludes my recent hoarding haul. For more content, check out Popcorn with a Fork on Facebook and YouTube. Peace out.